So, how did you get into this? We were chatting earlier and you said you've been around horses for about 30 years.
Yeah. So I bought my daughter a Shetland pony for her first birthday. I'd never been in contact with a horse before that.
Oh, wow. That's
um,
an intense present.
yeah. We were always a very animal related family. But yeah, we had a little allotment with a few little animals, and I thought, hey, why not get her a Shetland pony?
I got my daughter a tea
Um,
set.
roll on 15-year later, we found that so during comprehensive school, she struggled a lot. She was diagnosed with a few different mental health issues. They ran through different trials of medication for her. She struggled. So yes, they had ponies. I've got 4 daughters. They had ponies. This Shetland pony for our first birthday kind of rolled into 3 ponies by the time the girls were teenagers. Um, but when Sky struggled in her teenage years, we bought her a bigger horse. She kind of moved up from a little pony. We bought her a horse random, and during that time, the positive impact he had, like she would have days where she couldn't get out of bed, our panic attacks, our physical symptoms, they would keep her at home. She couldn't go to school, she couldn't go anywhere. She would come up to the field, she'd be scared to be with the horses she'd grown up with, and she'd find somewhere and she would just go and sit on a fence somewhere, and he would just go and stand with her, and he would just be there. And the positive that she took from that,
So, what
I
made you
think,
decide to do that? To kind of go, oh, she's really struggling, she's not responding to anything. I know
she
I'll
needs
get.
another horse.
I mean, that's quite a leap, isn't it?
um, he came to us accidentally. So all 13 of my horses, we haven't really gone out and went, right, I am going to buy this horse on this day and gone and looked for it. They've all came to us for a reason. And he came to us completely accidentally about 4 months before our birthday. And I kind of said, oh, well, yes, to her, we can take him on. Um, and she met him in the stable and went, I really like him. When he comes to ours, will he be mine? Well, yeah, that's obviously, yeah. Before anybody else even got introduced to him, if that's what you want, then that's what we'll do. And it is, it's just that out of the 13 of the horses, they all have a human. So they all have one of us that they've really bonded with. And as soon as we walk into the field, you know which ones are our horses. I mean, my second daughter, Regan, she has 2 boys in the field, and she doesn't even have to be in the facility. As she drives up the track, they know that she's coming, and you see them react to her. And it is, and again, it's all about that energy, that time that they've spent together, that bond that they've got, that will never ever be broken. Even if they spend years apart, when they come back together, it's been proven that horses remember. You take 2 horses that have lived together for 15 years, you take them apart for 5 years, put them back in the same stable yard or the same housing facility, and they'll remember each other. And they're the same with humans as well.
Oh. So then, how did you take the leap from that to offering yoga with horses and mindfulness with horses? How did you make that leap? And when did you make that leap?
When the girls were younger, we always shared our horses with their friends. It's like every Saturday I'd have 7 or 8 kids that weren't mine at the field doing pony days and playing and riding and doing all kinds of different things with them. Obviously, my daughters started to grow up, later teens, got jobs, boyfriends, and stopped spending as much time there. And that's when I took a step back and kind of simplified their lifestyle back to a more natural lifestyle. Because our original horses did live in stables on yards and things like that. Now they have that natural lifestyle because it was me that was looking after them, and I could see that something wasn't quite right. So I took a step back, I simplified it, I took it back to a more natural lifestyle, and I saw a lot of positive changes in the horses themselves. Found that I was there on my own quite a lot and thought, you know what, why aren't I inviting people to come and share this? I've had times in my life where I've struggled, and it's always been my go-to, my safe space is being up there, 900 feet up in the middle of a bare field with no shelter, no cover, nothing but me and the horses. And that is where I feel safest. So yeah, when the girls got older and got their jobs, I thought, right, I need to turn this into something where other people can come along. We
Mm.
started offering it to children of local families. And then my local AAP found out about us and offered us some money to run children's events.
Ah,
Um, and it's just roller coastered from there. We set up as a CIC 4 years ago, and now we probably work with 500 clients a year. So 500 people come through our gates every year, probably more, and each of them probably come on a weekly or monthly or during the school holiday basis. They're very rarely just I'll come once and go away and never come back again. So yeah, we opened up to the public, invited people, and now we kind of have waiting lists for a lot of our activities where people are waiting to be able to come and join us.
oh, amazing. So when you work one-to-one, what does that involve?
So I do a lot of my work with children. We've kind of broadened it to including adults this last 18 months. That's where the yoga and drumming and things like that have come in. So with the children one-to-one, it is literally an hour with me with the horses. And that can include whatever the client or the horses want it to. We go into the paddock, we have a grooming kit, a halter and lead rope maybe, and I just make sure that that child's safe. I make sure that they feel safe and comfortable while they explore what being around the horses gives them. So we'll walk in and we'll have a little bit of a chat. Oh, so what have you been up to? How do you feel about coming today? Sometimes the answer, sometimes it's silence. Children who come to me are from all different walks of life, all different behavioural and mental health issues are there. And we'll walk over and we'll go into the paddock, and you'll find that one or two of the horses will kind of gravitate towards us.
Mm.
And when they do, I'll just give a quick little safety talk, 2 minutes. Just be careful where your feet are and where their feet are. Don't feel worried about it. If you want to touch them, you can. If you don't, that's fine. And 9 times out of 10, you find everybody can't stop themselves from wanting to touch the pony or horse that's in front of them. It's like it's just this energy that pulls you in. And as soon as they put their hands on, you kind of see their body go, and like that weight's lifted, whatever it is that hasn't been like, they haven't been able to answer questions that I've asked, or they've been worried about talking to me. It just goes away. And that's where I step back and let the horses do their thing. And a lot of the time, that first 20 minutes or so will just be them connecting. The horse will pop its head over their shoulder or breathe into their face, or just put its head against their chest, and just you'll see that the client, their heart rate will lower, and you'll see that they become in tune with the horse. And yeah, and a lot of time it can be in silence.
Mm.
So you'll get the odd, especially with your autistic or ADHD children, you'll get them where they want to jump about and run around and touch and come away and touch and go back and come away. And again, the horses that come over, they'll understand that and they'll allow that to happen. It doesn't worry them. The horse will be like, yeah, no problem. They're going to go away. They're going to come back again. But within that first 15, 20 minutes, you usually find that that behavior stops as well. And the child will calm. You'll see when they first come in, they're kind of full of energy and excitement. And then within 10 minutes of standing nearby, they bring their energy levels down and they're touching the horse. And once they touch them, they kind of can't let go again. So there is none of that. I need to go run away and then I can come back again, because once they've touched, they're stuck and they just want to stay there.
So you might notice that my cat has just jumped on my knee.
Yeah.
And that has made me think, well, why horses? Why not cats? What is it? What's so special about horses?
I have 5 cats.
Fair enough.
But they're at home. Oh, I have sheep and goats and guinea pigs and ferrets and chickens and ducks and geese, and they all take part in the sessions in one way or another.
I have heard about goat yoga.
Goat yoga.
That's
I
weird.
think people just enjoy that because it's the idea that the goats will actually jump on them. That is not something that I would want to happen. I think horses are different. Yeah, straight away, 100%. When you've all animals have an energy. They have a healing presence. They have this content, relaxed energy about them. But horses are so different. There's a lot of research that shows that horses are empathic, and that connection is what makes horses so much. It's not better for this kind of work, it's easier.
Okay.
As a facilitator, I don't have to do anything. So you get therapy dogs and you get all kinds of therapy animals, but dogs were your main one to start with therapy. But they would be trained, they would go through such a specific line of activities and training and having to tick every box to then be able to be used as a therapy animal. I actually have a therapy animal. We have a therapy dog. We have a golden retriever. My daughter has panic attacks and she can pass out at home. One time I came home and she'd passed out in the bath and the dog was laid with her head on the side of the bath, just watching over her. She'd actually broke into the bathroom to be with her.
Wow.
Couldn't get to her to wake her up, but she was sat there in the bathroom with her, making sure that she was okay.
Wow.
So I understand dogs and all animals can be therapy animals, but it's a lot more intense from a horse, and it happens so much easier. It's as if it's a natural flow with a horse. Yeah, just that energy and connection. Everyone loves their dogs, everyone loves their cats. I think again, they're very domesticated animals. Humans have had a lot of input. Whereas with the horses, we've domesticated them for hundreds of years, but all it takes is a few months of allowing them to start using those natural behaviours, and they're a wild horse again. We haven't destroyed any of those neural pathways that allow them to show their natural behaviours.